Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Oops. Uh, so guys, we are in a very interesting, very fun, couple of weird build-up episodes this week of, or these 2 weeks of Index, with one episode really giving us the understanding that if no one really works together, it's going to be a wrap. And another understanding in if they even work together, it still might not like save everybody necessarily. So it's a pretty fun way of looking at stuff when you kind of have your own set of answers, but at the same time, no one's really giving you uh, the direct say so of like, yes, that is what it is, or that isn't what it is, you know. So we kind of are left to believe whatever we can, and I think that aspect of the show is getting pretty fun. But um, for some reason, guys, I don't know. The one thing that kind of got to me was how much has been set up already to then seem like there still needs to be this much build up and setup seems kind of like counterproductive of how much we've gotten prior to. So I don't. I guess that's my only like really negative thing that I have to say about this week. Other than that, seeing Index almost losing the battle, but then completely turning the tides because she has so many different types of moves she can do. All of them can pretty much nullify or defeat someone else's attacks that are put upon her. Not to mention that everybody who pretty much has seen Index fight to this degree are people that, have been around her for quite some time. So if anybody knows how to defend himself, it's him. And I actually thought he got bodied for a second. Like, they fooled me with that Mirage thing, and I was just like, oh god, we lost a redhead, man. So that was pretty interesting. But to find out that Index is pretty much just gonna continue to be on this rampage. No, I'm not just seeing this bull going crazy and rampaging right now, and I use the word rampage. Come on, guys. I'm more creative than that. But yeah, right now playing this game and trying to focus on what I'm talking about is getting kind of difficult, and I can die in this game still. For some reason, my life bar is glitched. I am losing HP. It just doesn't show. It's really interesting. Um, but yeah, to to think that I'm gonna see if I can block this. Think that Index is, going to kind of lose maybe a little bit of her memories. Because I'm pretty sure the way the people at the overall church, how they're acting about all this is very just, um, I don't know. It just seems suspicious. Seems very suspicious to me. And because it seems suspicious, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing uh, any types of understanding towards it just being like, who could have put anyone up to, working for the guy who's the right hand, and not only putting people up to doing what they did, like the so supposed, oh, it was Russia that was doing what they're like helping him do this stuff. So why and how did he get them to do that is more of what I was expecting from this, like overall narratively. Like, but they just went the route of literally having Toma and him talk out their problems, throw like two or three swings at each other, and then that was pretty much it. The rest kind of was on Accelerator, who picks up this weird note about the song that he was trying to get the Misaka, the worst one, to put on different types of things so he could hear it or whatever. But supposedly he just had to do it in his head, which if that was his singing voice for the person who was voice acting this character, it was really nice. I actually thought it was like sounded like some random song they just like threw on all of a sudden, but it was really awesome to hear it. Then to get to the other part that was really weird was he just kind of like went off into ecstasy. He was just like really happy. He was just like, oh, just really enjoying himself. So I honestly think that Accelerator is one of the better hopes of having someone do what needs to be done. I wouldn't be surprised if Toma tries to let someone off the hook after looking like it's a total defeat or something like that. So with Accelerator there, he's definitely not the one to just let you off the hook. So that's the kind of the character that I enjoy, but at the same time, he might do that now. That's just how this show has been progressing, and that's why I like to uh, give this like its showing on my channel. At least like give it some respects because there's a lot of good aspects about this show, and to think that one of the best ones is the fact that every character has a chance to become like something much different than than they started is really cool to me. I mean, even Misaka, a girl who never really cared about doing anything for anyone else, is like breaking her neck to just figure out what's going on with Toma and just figure out how much uh, trouble he may be in or may not be in. It doesn't matter. She just wants to be there at this point, and that's kind of what she's doing. So it's nice to see these dramatic changes. Accelerator completely like writing off, saying that he doesn't need to be a villain anymore. He needs to be just whoever he can be to save this girl. And that's, I mean, that's huge. He always saw himself as there's heroes and there's villains, and he's the best villain. He's the baddest villain. Um, so to completely take that and throw it out is absolutely crazy. So can't wait to see what else comes through with this. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people are losing their lives and stuff throughout this like whole entire thing. So to think that anybody is going to uh, take out anyone, it's probably going to be the right hand taking out just everybody. I mean, I don't really see anybody challenging him, so to speak. Like, he's ridiculously broken. Um, Besides Toma, of course. I mean, we clearly see that. And I just mean, like, Accelerator feels like he's going to show up. It feels like Misaka. It feels like everybody who is around still. Oh my god. Can still show up. If I fall two more times like that, I die. um, it just isn't clear cut that that will happen. So I'm just saying, if anyone shows up and thinks they have a chance, I don't think anyone has a good chance against him besides Toma, the person who's been keeping him in this one spot this whole time and not giving up his arm, which he gave up and then got back. It's a really weird show. um, but from what I was reading in the comments on my last video, it sounds like there could be a potential of just Toma soloing this, and then after he's done, everybody just kind of helps save the soldiers all started to work together and stuff because it became a weird uh, fairy tale episode where there was faces coming out of the ground, and in this case, it's hands coming out of the ground and self-destructing and blowing up. So, yeah, it's getting wild, and I think this is a good time for them to, start dabbling on back and get to the understanding of where this is all going. Because as of now, there's nothing more that needs to be said. Just in the case of what what's going to happen if someone wins or lose, because now all of a sudden with all the explanations that they just did for us, we still are about to get something completely new that had nothing to do with the explanation at first, and then at the end of the episode, he starts explaining something brand new that's occurring, you know? So it's like, you were building something up that was even bigger than we are already seeing. So, with all of the people who were working against each other with just like the main powers like British, and we saw the girl with the sword and how strong like just their magic is, or not even their magic, like their alchemy, whatever they really strive their country strives on power wise, their military might, as you will. Like the academy has like all the weapons that they make out of, different tools and stuff they have. So that's why they're so powerful when they get the chance to actually fight like that. But then when it comes down to um, this, it's kind of weird to see um, all three of them using their biggest weapons or using some of their best moves all simultaneously so they can win. And not only is that weird to have all of them doing that, seeing how they just had World War III going on, but they did it, and the main bad guy is counting on this to happen at some point. Like, if it happens, or either he was counting on it to happen, or he said that it was too late. Like, even though what they were doing was, like, cool or whatever, or they thought it was going to be strong enough to stop him, it was too late. But it also seemed like he was explaining it in the fashion of it's too late because I even planned ahead of this, or you guys are too late because you should have done this earlier, something along like I'm not sure. That's why I can't wait to see next week the season finale. But yeah, I pretty much called this. This was last week's episode was a build up. This one was another huge build up to really have an ultimate season finale, and we're gonna see probably Toma absolutely destroy him in a matter of speaking, or maybe him and Accelerator teaming up or something. I'm not sure, but hopefully, whatever it is, it looks pretty awesome. So, with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have a good one, and I will talk to you in the next one. I have never countered that guy so fast. You have to be so quick with that one. But yeah, I'll leave you guys. I'm gonna play a little bit more in the background. But yeah, make sure when you guys are checking out the video in the description, I leave like pictures for every week. I gotta start specifying that because someone who saw the pictures one time was really happy that he got to see it, and I put it usually in a way of telling a story of how I talked throughout the video, and then I put it kind of in that line of how I spoke about it. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will talk to you in the next one. All right, peace.